welcome to Bitesize Piano and this Scales and Key Signatures course. In this lesson we are going to look at the key signatures and scales that have 5 sharps. So that would be the major scale B major and its relative minor G sharp minor. If you have missed these other lessons in the course so far, I've left the whole playlist where you can find that in the description and the pinned comment below, as well as a printable PDF if you want to see all of these scales notated out, in case you might find that helpful. So first of all, we need to look at why B major has 5 sharps. So we need to follow the tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, major scale rule formula. So we're going to start from B. So we need a tone away from B. So immediately we need to change the C to a C sharp. So that makes a tone. And then from the C sharp we need another tone. So we're going to have to change this D to a D sharp. And then we need a semitone. So a semitone away from the D sharp is an E. And then a tone away from the E. So we're going to have to turn this F into an F sharp. Tone away from the F, so I have to turn the G into a G sharp. Tone away from the G sharp, so we're going to have to turn this A into an A sharp. And then a semitone after the A sharp takes us back to B. So this is why we have 5 sharps, because we needed to alter 5 of the notes in order for it to comply with this tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone major scale rule. So in a piece of music, when you see 5 sharps at the beginning after the clefs, that means we are in B major, or it could mean the relative minor, which we'll get to in the second half of this lesson. This is probably one of the easiest scales actually to play. As I've spoke about in another video, the more black keys there tend to be, the more natural the finger placement is and the easier they tend to be to play. So we need all the black keys basically, and then the white keys we need a B and E. The finger pattern hopefully should be quite instinctive because we're following the pattern of the black keys. So this will be obviously under on the 3 because we need less fingers for this area. Again, I spoke about this in an earlier video. We need more fingers to cover this wider area. So that'll be under on your 4, under on the 3 again, and then you use up all your fingers. The finger pattern for the right hand is 3, 4, 3. Use up all your fingers. The right hand, so this is for 2 octaves. And then to come back down, over with your 3, over with your 4, over with the 3. Physically it's pretty straightforward, but it's the fact that it's got a 5 sharp key signature, which is why we're looking at it now. It's one of the later videos in this course. So if we look at the left hand then, like with B minor, we need to start with the 4th finger on the B, because if we start with the 5, we run into this issue. Spoke about in an earlier lesson in this course. We try to avoid, when playing scales, using your little finger and your thumb for the black keys. So to get around that, we start with the 4, and then over with the 4 because we need more fingers to cover this wider area. Then a 3, and then a 4. So that's 2 octaves hands separately, so right hand is 3, 4, 3, left hand is start on 4, and then it's 4, 3, 4. So now we're going to have a go at playing this one in 1 octave contrary motion and then 1 octave in similar motion. Let's do contrary motion first. We're going to start with the thumbs on the same B, and then A sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. The right hand will go under first to E, F sharp, and then the left hand will go under to E and F sharp, D sharp and G sharp, C sharp and A sharp, and then B, so 4 and 5. Come back in. Left hand over with the 4, right hand over with 3, 2, 1, and again. Now we're going to try it in similar motion, so go in the same direction, just 1 octave. Obviously if you want to try 2 octaves, remember I've left down below where you can access the free just PDF file of the scales notated in similar motion 2 octaves, and it has the finger patterns in there as well. So we've got 4 and 1, right hand, over with the left hand. Down, under, over. So now we're going to look at what the relative minor is. So remember, the relative minor starts from the 6th note of the major scale. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 6th note is a G sharp. So we're going to look at G sharp natural minor. So G sharp natural minor and B major have the exact same notes, the same key signature. So we're going to do right hand first, 2 octaves of the natural minor. The finger pattern is at the top there. So we're going to start with the 2 like we normally do on a black key in the right hand. So we'll have G sharp, so 2, 3, under to B, C sharp, D sharp, under to E, then F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, under, found on you 3, 3, 4, 3, remember to keep the notes clear and play with nice clear fingers, and don't overlap the notes. Make sure you're not sat too low, too close to the piano, and that your nails are nice and short. So with the left hand then, we're going to do 2 octaves, ascending and then descending. But first of all, we're going to change it into the harmonic minor, and this actually presents us with something brand new in this course, which is what's called a double sharp. So to turn the natural minor into the harmonic minor, you should know by now that we sharpen or raise the 7th note in its current form of the scale. So if we look at what the 7th note is of the scale of G sharp natural minor, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's currently an F sharp, so the F is already an F sharp. Remember that, as again I've mentioned in many other videos, in a scale you can only have one of each letter name. So for example, you can't have a G and a G sharp, you can't have a B and a B flat. So because the F is already an F sharp and we're going to sharpen it again, we need to call this an F double sharp, because we can't call it a G because we already have G sharp. So the F becomes an F double sharp, which is where you sharpen it once and then you sharpen it again. So a double sharp is effectively to make something a tone higher. You can also get double flats as well, but that means to make it a tone lower. So you flatten it and then you flatten it again. So this is an instance of where we would need a double sharp, which is just like a little kiss cross sign. So you would see this in a piece of music if it's in a key of G sharp minor, and if it fluctuates between the natural and the harmonic minor, you would see a double sharp sign next to the F that reoccurs. So the finger pattern for the left hand then is on the top screen. So we're going to start with the 3, and we're going to play the harmonic minor. So that just means basically it's going to feel like we're missing out these two notes. These two keys rather. So we've got 3, 2, 1, over with the 4. And 3. Over with the 4. So we need that semitone there at the top of a harmonic minor. Under with a 4. Under on the 3. Under on the 4. So that's 2 octaves hands separately, the mix of the natural and the harmonic minor. Remember to try to practice both, and if you're wondering where the melodic minor is, I'm doing that in a whole separate video. So now we're going to try the harmonic minor in, we'll do similar motion first, 1 octave. So we've got 3 and a 2. Under. Over with the 4. Under. Over. So 2 and 3, and then back down. 1 and 2. 2 and 1. Over with the 3. Under on the 4. Over with the 3. So to do 1 octave in the right hand, you only need these 3 fingers. So when doing 1 octave, let's try that again. Try this in contrary motion. We're going to stick with the harmonic minor. I'm going to start with 2s on G sharp. Then we have F double sharp, G, F double sharp and A sharp, E and B, D sharp and C sharp, C sharp and D sharp, under, B and E, A sharp and F double sharp, G sharps, come back in, 4 and 3, So practicing asymmetry is incredibly good practice for the brain, for developing hand independence as well. So that's it for this lesson. Next lesson we are going to look at the key signature that has 5 flats instead. So I will see you then. Bye bye. So that's the end of this video. If you would like to leave a request, leave them in the comments section below of this video. I've also left some videos here that I think you might like, so go and check those out as well. I also have a course. Visit bitesizepianocourse.co.uk and you can enroll and start learning how to read music. I'll see you in the next video.